Yo, how y'all doing? We actually checking in here on from vacation. On vacation, I told myself that we're not going to shoot any content unless a big piece of news drops, and it looks like one just dropped. With a trade that just went down between the Los Angeles Lakers, where they're trading away D'Lo for Maxwell from, the Brooklyn Nets. So this news just dropped about 20 minutes ago since we're shooting this video. So what are my thoughts on this? We all know that the Lakers have been wanting to trade D'Angelo Russell for the longest time. It's kind of been like the running joke. You watch on shows like Gil's Arena and all of that. They've always been saying, "Hey, let D'Lo play well. Let D'Lo play well. Let him get his trade stock up or whatever it is." So they traded him, right? They traded him. Now, why is this important? It's important for a lot of reasons. Number one, I think it's important when we look at it from a roster standpoint, because the Lakers are obviously looking to upgrade some of their athleticism on the wing and get some scoring and a guy that can play 3-and-D basketball. We have that as well. And one of the knocks on D'Lo is that D'Lo is a fantastic offensive player, but he is a defensive liability. There's no question about that. So they've kind of addressed that issue. Number two, the second reason why this trade is important is from a narrative standpoint. The narrative has been that the Lakers are not doing enough for LeBron James and Anthony Davis and these guys, in terms of putting serviceable players around them to allow the team to compete. So they've done that. Number three, I think they also addressed the people that were saying that Rob Pelinka wasn't active enough. So Rob Pelinka probably heard the murmurs. He looked at the standings. He realized that record that they have is inflated. It's fool's gold. They've been beating the Sacramento Kings, who just fired Mike Brown. The Sacramento Kings are not a good team. And the Lakers have gotten, four of the last out of the, maybe 4 or 5 wins or whatever that they've had. A good portion of them has come against the Kings. So I think the Lakers understood that they're not playing anybody. And if they thought that they were a good team based off of that trade, based off of what they saw with this team beating these teams, it's not a good team. For God's sake, they just lost to the Pistons. They lost to the Pistons. So I think they did that. This trade kind of solves the people out there that are going to say, "Oh, Rob Pelinka didn't do this, Rob Pelinka didn't do that." Now, let's talk about this from a realistic standpoint. There are people that are expecting Rob Pelinka and these guys to work wonders, expecting them to go trade for Hakeem Olajuwon or one of these great NBA Pantheon players to walk through the door. And my question is, who's out there? Because if you say Rob Pelinka didn't do enough, the question is, who's out there? During the offseason, when they made a pass at Klay Thompson had the opportunity to sign with the Lakers. He decided not to. Klay Thompson decided not to. And I said this on one of the shows that we did before we went on break. I said the reason he chose not to is because of the culture that the Lakers have fostered. Look at the situation that happened with Russell Westbrook. They absolutely destroyed his reputation to the point where they even messed up his money. They messed up his money. So if other stars are looking at what's happening in LA, they must be saying to themselves, "Well, I don't want to be a part of that if things don't go well. I don't want to be a part of that." Now, the question then becomes, does this trade move the needle? Not really. Because a role player never moved the needle. Never. I don't think it's going to propel the Lakers as a top 4 seed or make them contenders to come out of the Western Conference. I don't think so. And given the fact that it doesn't do that, I think this was a cosmetic fix-up. They did something so they can appease the fan base and say, "Hey, look, these guys did something. We're not just resting on our laurels." I still don't expect the Lakers to go anywhere. And I still expect them to make more moves. Now, personally, if I'm a Lakers fan and I'm looking for real change, you got to look at the big stars. We already know they're not going to trade away LeBron James. We know that already. They have made that 100% clear. And given the fact that you're not going to trade away your oldest and most expensive player, then you should kind of be expecting any kind of results that this guy is going to give you. Now, there's some delusional LeBron fans that still feel that, "Oh my God, LeBron James is a top 3 player in the NBA, a top 5 player." I don't think so. But nevertheless, this is the news. Shout out to the Lakers. They got rid of D'Lo. I'm sure D'Lo must be excited to be the hell up out of there, because every year he was always one of the scapegoats. So the question becomes now, if the Lakers don't perform, who are they going to blame now? Are you going to blame Rob Pelinka? He's making moves. Or unless you're going to say he's not making enough moves. And to that I say, who's out there? If the Lakers want a player that will change life in LA, they have to move off LeBron or AD. And if they're not willing to do that, then things will stay the same unless something miraculous goes down and they pull off another Pau Gasol trade like they did with Memphis that ended up turning that team into a championship team with Kobe and these guys. They're not going to do that. Don't expect anything. So this is the news. Laker Nation, I don't know if you should be celebrating or not. I personally don't care. I still don't think the Lakers are going to do anything with this current roster that they have. But nevertheless, I said, hey, let's touch on it. So you guys let me know what you think in the comments. Excuse the background, but hey, sometimes you got to improvise when you're on vacation. Once again, we'll see you guys very soon, and let me know what y'all think in the comments. Peace.